Because it says now fail to load ldlinux.c32. Hello guys, welcome back to another Tiger Steve Tech video. Today I'm going to be doing something rather pointless, but I thought it looked fun. I watched Draga1 and Red Eye Computing do stuff like this, which is just OSception. Basically what I'm going to be doing is trying to install a VM inside of a VM, and install a VM inside of that VM. And I thought, you know, people have done this stuff with Windows before, so why not do it with Linux? So today's video is going to be Linux Distro-Ception. I have with me on video call Adrew Productions.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess let's just get the video started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new VM. I'm gonna start out with installing Ubuntu because I only have a 64-bit ISO for that version 18.4 Distro-Ception.
Dude,
What?
Tiger Steve. I can't
What?
see your screen.
You can't see my screen? Oh,
No,
sorry.
I'm just looking at a logo.
Yeah, sorry. I gotta just share the screen with you.
Yeah, I said each end, so you need to censor that part out. Yeah, just.
It doesn't matter.
Does it
Yeah.
not? Okay.
Now that I've shared my screen with you, I think what I'm gonna do is, yeah, right now I'm using 2.9 gigabytes of my 8 gigabytes of memory. So that means I can allocate maybe 5 gigs, hopefully. No, that's too risky.
Four.
I'm gonna allocate 4 gigabytes of it. Usually these Linux distros are not as computationally demanding as Windows, so hopefully everything will work out correctly. Create a virtual hard disk. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this 70 gigabytes because hopefully, well, okay, it's not gonna take up 70 gigabytes, but if it has to, it will. In my settings, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this disk to my Ubuntu ISO. This is my data partition, by the way. I do have Ubuntu ISOs because I
actually have a Ubuntu computer because it was too slow to run Windows 10.
well, yeah, exactly. So this is why I'm only going to assign 4 gigs of memory to this thing because I don't feel like I have the need to
Ooh, you have a floppy disk?
What? No, it's I don't have any virtual floppies. It's useless anyway. I think
Oh, I thought you actually used a floppy disk.
I think what this is yeah, I think this is the right settings. I'm going to start up my VM and my task manager is going to suddenly just jump. Here's my task manager. What I do like about Linux, about these Linux distros and stuff, is that they start up. I'm not going to capture my keyboard right now. When they start up, in the installer, they do have built-in graphics drivers. I'm not going to install graphics drivers because I'm going to be using guest editions to do that. Oh, okay. So it supports. Yeah, sometimes this Linux stuff, you know, the booting definitely isn't as pretty as Windows or Mac OS, you know.
But
But
Ubuntu is really hard to work with unless you're like a programmer or something. Because
really,
there's like nothing you can do on it other than like program.
I mean, because I tried using Ubuntu on this this other system and on a VM, it actually it was very easy to use.
The thing is that you can't download OBS or like any other type of app on it. Because you need to like put in like 8 lines of different random codes.
Well, yeah, you just have to Google up the bash commands. You know, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I know, but then your password, blah blah blah. Someone's trying to change it, blah blah blah, and it's super.
Yeah, my memory is sitting at 5.3. Maybe I should have allocated more of it to my install
You need a better
Ubuntu.
CPU. You're using 50% of your CPU right now.
Yeah, I know.
That's like worse than me. Like I usually only use 20% of my CPU.
Well, okay. I'm using the Pentium G4600. Now, the
Well,
reason
I'm using
why
an i7 second gen, dude.
the reason why I'm gonna minimal install, so it's not gonna save time after installation, whatever. I'm using the Pentium G4600 really, because I pretty much had no money. I didn't have no money. I had not as much money to build this PC than like as I would have preferred.
You
Let's
had
call this,
$500.
huh?
You had $500.
No, I had 300.
Oh, okay, same thing.
Password.
Who are you? Hello, default.
Yeah, I know. My
And
password is password, you know.
Default virtual
Like
box. Nice.
everyone who's watching this video, you should just use password as your password because it's definitely not gonna get hacked. Hopefully it
Or
shouldn't
use
take
one,
too
two,
long to
three, four,
copy the
five.
files. It's on the same disk. You know,
Use
it's
1,
on
2,
the
3,
same
4,
hard
5 as your
disk.
password.
What?
Use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as your password. I'll come in and just take the computer and run off with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna time lapse it now. Okay, installation's complete. I think what it did was it removed it installed the components and then it removed them after I installed them, which kind of makes me a little pissed because, you know, I thought it just install the it just not enter. Hopefully, it removed the installation medium automatically, because otherwise, it'll be a little hard to work with. I don't care about the auto capture keyboard stuff. I'm gonna full screen VirtualBox.
I'm gonna check out your YouTube channel for a second. I probably actually viewed your your thing like 20 times.
Which one?
Your all like most of your videos because I just like look at it, just because I'm bored.
Wow.
You got a lot less
managers...
views on a PCI branded PC than other things.
Yeah, I know. I have to admit, I really should have spent more time on it. Oh, so it did install graphics drivers. Password is password. I hope. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install guest editions. I'm actually gonna move the task manager out because what it's doing is it's interfering with my Ubuntu. I'm gonna install guest editions. My optical drive. Okay, it's empty.
Tiger Steve vlogs.
Yeah,
unboxing.
I got 4 subs on that. I mean, some random guy.
You got more views on that, okay?
No, I got 4 subs. Some random guy subbed to my channel.
You got 250 views on getting a component.
Yeah, I know. I have more views on that than I have on any single video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to.
I want to look at your recording studio, bro.
I'm gonna insert my guest edition CD image. I'm going to run guest editions, and hopefully it's gonna install. Password is password. Don't use this as your actual password, people.
Actually, use it as your password.
Why?
Because so people can hack it.
Okay.
You want people to hack your computer.
Do I just press return? Yeah. Okay. Did it just install?
Maybe.
What? This is so hard. Or like to tell that I have guest editions. Let me just search to see if I can find guest editions anywhere. This is the app search. I have to go into files, I think. This is so counterintuitive. Desktop documents. Oh, software updater is ready. Updated software. Remind me later.
Yes.
I think guest editions was just installed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove my guest editions CD. I'm not gonna force unmount it. I'm gonna try to eject it with Ubuntu. Yeah. So I think it finished installing. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to insert a disk image. Actually, it was up there. I didn't have to. So my device is here. It says VB Linux. This has my installers for VirtualBox. Yeah, I'm going to open this up. This is an ISO. I think Virtual 2 is the Ubuntu version. After this, I'm gonna be installing Debian in VirtualBox password. I'm gonna be installing Debian onto a VM onto this, and I'm gonna try not to break my VM. Hopefully, my PC is powerful enough to run Debian and maybe Linux Mint on top of Debian. Hopefully, if I can go that deep. Yeah, it can install a FreeBSD, DOS, OpenBSD, such and such.
VirtualBox in a VirtualBox.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. This is Linux Distro-Ception, Andrew.
I feel like this is gonna take more than an hour.
Of course, it's gonna take more than an hour. I think the main problem is that it's just, I don't know. The main problem is that your installation usually takes pretty long. Fortunately, though, Linux installations are very light. They're not like Windows, who take 30 minutes to install on a normal drive. This took, I guess, it took maybe 15 minutes.
A hard drive, right?
What?
Are you using an SSD or a hard drive?
I'm not using an SSD. I was look, I didn't have too much money. So I'm using a hard drive. If I pull up my task manager, disk 0, it's Western Digital 1 terabyte hard drive. I have 2 partitions on it. One of them is my Windows and the other one is data, which I have all my ISOs on. Now this having 2 partitions really what?
Like, his computer costs way less than mine. Like, mine costs like $900 on retail.
I know, right?
But his computer costs $300 and it's like 80 times better. It's like 2 times better than mine.
Well, yeah, because I have newer hardware. The GTX 1050 and the 1050 Ti and the 1030, they're on the 14 nanometer process, while the other ones are on the 16. So I find that kind of interesting, rather, that they use a better process than on the lower end cards than they do on the higher end cards. It's very interesting.
Laptop or PC? Comment in the comments below.
I know, right? Yeah, I just installed VirtualBox. What I'm gonna do, actually, I'm going to first eject this, force amount,
Wait, did you get like audio interface? Because it might be sort of hard to record because you usually need an XLR.
well, no, I'm just this is a USB microphone.
No, for your Bluetooth. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
Bluetooth also USB?
Yeah, the USB.
Well, mine is an XLR, so I had to get a audio adapter.
So I can only install 32-bit Debian. That's fine, I guess.
Wait, you're adding another?
Yeah.
Back to Windows, or did you go to like
I'm
hacking?
gonna try. I'm gonna push it to the limit of the green zone. I'm gonna push it up to 2048. That's going into the orange a little.
Use your brain, dude.
What?
If you do it like this, then next time you're gonna have like no memory available.
What do you mean? It stays stagnant, okay?
Oh,
This
it
memory,
does?
it's all allocated to the VM. Even if it's not using it, it's still allocated.
Okay.
8 gigs. I'm gonna give this 30 gigs. Linux installations are very light, but okay. Debian. Now what I'm gonna do, I took this from Draga1 and Red Eye Computing. When I go into my devices, I'm gonna set this to my ISO for Debian, and i386 XFCE should be pretty light. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the drive here to the host drive.
He spent like 8 years on this.
I'm gonna set this drive to the host drive, and basically this is gonna create a pass-through that I can basically just set everyone to the host drive and only change the host drive on my actual my first VM. And it's really great because it's not gonna have to copy files or anything, and I'm not gonna have to drag and drop into the VM.
He
so
spent his entire life in computers.
I didn't spend my entire life, but
90% of it at least.
graphical install.
Like all your free time.
I'm gonna capture graphical install. What? Okay. Okay, it's starting the installer. I'm going to... Oh, this is so laggy. Cancel. I've clicked the host key. Or
While you're watching this, remember to view my clickbait videos because they're clickbait, and view my other videos because they're not clickbait.
oh, okay. So this is the problem, right? I've captured inside of my Debian VM, and it's inside of a VM, so it's so my mouse and keyboard are currently captured in the Debian VM, and I can't get them out. Cancel. Oops. Okay. You know what the task manager for Linux is? The task manager equivalent for Linux is?
I can search it up.
Yeah, thanks. I don't think this is working. Maybe I should
Water for Ubuntu or just Linux in general, because it should be.
it should be the same. I'm gonna set this back
Called,
down into the green zone
it's
because I
called
think
System
the
Monitor.
orange zone was preventing it from booting correctly.
It's called System Monitor. It's Control Alt Delete.
Cancel. I don't want to capture this. Graphical install.
It's Control Alt Delete.
Do
Do you want
what?
it for Debian?
Graphical. I'm gonna graphical install. I think I have to capture. I'm gonna graphical install Debian. Hopefully the installer works. I'm going to install Linux Mint instead of Debian. Because Debian obviously does not seem to work for me. Maybe it's because I have a bad.
Are you gonna include all of this?
Probably not. Which one is Linux Mint based off of OpenSUSE?
Has anyone noticed the view thing on YouTube is super trashed? Like,
Yeah, I
you
know.
literally, you have to like go to customize, and then you can actually.
I'm gonna try using other Linux because Linux Mint is not listed on one of them. Maybe it's based off of Ubuntu. I'm gonna set this up to near the end of the blue zone. Give it 30. Settings. Change the storage here to the host drive. So I can pass through. Now I'm going to insert my Linux Mint ISO, choose disk image, 32-bit. Unable to insert details. I think it's because force mount optical Linux. Okay, good. So I'm gonna try to boot from this Linux Mint. Hopefully it boots into the installer. Failed to load. Maybe Linux Mint is not gonna work for me either. Let's go straight to Ubuntu. Because Linux Mint is it's really just not gonna work for me. Optical.
I've only gotten 13 unique viewers.
I'm gonna go to Ubuntu, i386, I hope. New, shoot, I inserted Ubuntu, 18.04 LTS. I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna insert, Ubuntu i386, Ubuntu 32-bit, 1024. Let's try setting it a little lower. Next. Let's set our disk to 30. Create settings. Change this to the host drive.
At this point, I don't know what he's even trying to do.
Look, okay, everything else failed. It's not working for me. But I do know that Lubuntu will work. English. Install Lubuntu.
Ubuntu.
I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna kill my RAM if I try to download Xubuntu while I'm at it. Which is just XFCE Ubuntu. But I know for a fact that my Lubuntu disk works. Or maybe it's just that I'm running this on a virtualized hardware. It's not gonna work for me. Hopefully it's not the case because that would be very bad. Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't just stay here forever. Usually it wouldn't, but I'll just wait for it. I'm gonna just try to install Windows XP on this because I know that Windows XP should work, and it's not too demanding on the system. Storage, display. I'm gonna make a new one. XP. Let's give it a gig. Create a virtual hard disk. Let's give it 20. Maybe the 30 gig hard drive. Although I highly doubt it that it was a 30 gig hard drive. Host drive. Set it to the host drive so it can pass through and start my VM. Okay, so I mean, at least I got here. Now, I'm not as familiar with installing Linux VMs as I am with Windows VMs. Yeah, I just hope this works. Oh, okay. Hey, Windows XP is done installing.
GG, GG. Okay, I'm gonna...
Oh, this is so slow. But I better get this thing working. Then I can still release it as a video, you know, like Distro-Ception. Although it's not fully Linux distros because I have a lot of problems with... Wait, Andrew, it's about to play mad music, okay? You know the Windows XP install music? It's about to play that. Be quiet. Never mind, it's still waiting.
Wait, did you just say my name?
I didn't say your full name.
Busted.
Andrew, okay, look. It's playing the music. It's very quiet though.
I don't hear a single thing.
Automatic updates? Well, no. If you want me to install them 2014 updates.
How do you go to live events? When is this?
Register with Microsoft. It's optional. Huh?
This was from 2013.
You know what? It doesn't matter. My name, default. The thing about Windows XP is that they actually never have you enter a password when you create your account.
Hey guys, welcome to another technology video. So a very short and sweet video today.
He got 1 million. He got 39 million.
What? Yeah, configured for internet access, and let's go. Wait, Andrew, you're about to hear some mad music.
Okay.
Hear that startup sound?
No.
Nah, never mind. Screw it. I hate Windows XP anyway, and I don't hate it. I mean, I think it was pretty good. It was just that, you know, I didn't like it as much as I liked it Vista. As much as I liked Vista, because
But
Vista was, in my opinion, better. What? Now I'm going to insert guest editions.
How do you get a creator studio? I'm confused.
Creator Studio, it's inside YouTube. I'm gonna remove from this drive, force amount, because I'm gonna have to unable to eject the host drive. Okay.
I'm in YouTube Studio.
Welcome to the Microsoft Windows XP. No. Is it still?
Yeah, this is the old. Oh my god. Oh, there it is. There it is. Live streaming.
This better have. Okay, it ejected. I'm gonna insert guest editions, and it should auto run. Yeah. So right now I'm installing guest editions on my VirtualBox. So hopefully everything's gonna work out just fine. I'm gonna open up Task Manager. Another thing about Windows XP is that the Task Manager, they call it page file usage for
Well, I'm gonna have to stop streaming for. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna have to stop stream sharing.
Well, I mean, you were. The thing about your stream is okay. I think it just installed graphics drivers, so I'm gonna full screen this. I'm gonna full screen Windows XP, the VM, because I think it just finished installing graphics drivers, but I'm not sure. My PC is just dying right now. Finish and restart the VM. Okay, so I did get an OS to run inside an OS. I am half proud. But I know I could do better.
Is this video already done?
No, it's not.
Good.
Exactly. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't take until 12.
That's good. That's how did I do that before? Okay, so I went here, and then I went here. No, I didn't. How did I do this again?
I can see Microsoft's like.
Yeah. How did I change it to share screen? There we go. Just this application
Wrong
window.
VirtualBox. I'm gonna minimize Windows XP end of support is, well, yeah.
Okay,
of
good,
course.
good. Okay.
Kind of sad for XP users because people like banks and hospitals and the IRS.
Banks and hospitals. The IRS even
This video.
Yeah,
this
I
is all
know.
gonna show up in the video. I'm not gonna edit out that part because I'm also talking while you're doing your live stream.
Yes,
Um,
we're streaming.
This is hilarious.
We're streaming. Let's look. Yes.
Oh my god, this is so slow. But it's working. Andrew.
Look, I'm streaming. Dude,
Andrew, get back onto my screen. Look, it's working.
I am.
I'm running Windows XP inside of Ubuntu on a VM. What?
Screen. Good
Yeah.
job. Now I'm just gonna live stream this entire thing because I am a smart boy.
Oh, it's not responding.
On this live stream though, because
Come on, it's not responding. Okay.
have you ever de-diddled your CPU? Because if you do, it's actually
Deleted.
de-diddled.
Deleted, Andrew.
De-diddled.
Deleted. Oh my god.
Well, whatever it is, it's actually pretty good for your CPU.
Deleted?
Yeah.
Ask me later. Screw off Internet Explorer 8. It's not even supported anymore. I swear if this thing freezes up again. Okay. Virtualbox.org.
It freezes it up.
Screw off. Huh?
It freezes it up.
Okay. I'm gonna download VirtualBox for XP.
I'm gonna make a super quick YouTube video.
What?
I'm joking.
Anyway, I've just installed VirtualBox 4.3. I can't download 5.2, I think, on XP. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to install Ubuntu.
Lubuntu.
Yeah, lightweight Ubuntu. 5.12 is like
Ubuntu?
that is the max.
You should download Zubuntu.
Zubuntu?
Yeah.
What is it like FXCE?
DDR. What's the difference between DDR2 and DDR3?
DDR3 is better. Okay, now I'm gonna set this thing to boot off of the host drive, just like I did before. I highly doubt this is gonna work, but I did install a Lubuntu on a system with 512 megabytes of RAM and like some sort of mobile Pentium 4 yesterday, so invalid settings detected. More than 50% of the host's memory is assigned to the VM. There might not be enough memory left for the VM for the host OS. Let me just try this.
Wait. If you don't have enough RAM for the Windows, you're done for.
Look, okay, this is where my memory is. It'll be fine.
No, it won't.
Okay, Lubuntu better boot, or else I'm gonna have to close out of my XP VM, set the memory to higher, and then after that, like oh wow, it took what 30 seconds to start up the VM. I have a bad feeling about this.
Stop copying the other people from Star Wars.
Star Wars. It's actually running. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's actually running. Oh my god. It's actually running. Oh.
Can you stop making it such a big deal?
Boot failed.
I don't understand how impressive that is. Oh yeah,
Huh?
you only have the 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
I only got DDR3 RAM at home, so.
Let me see if the disk is Lubuntu LT settings. I shouldn't be getting this. Host drive. Attached to Lubuntu. Let's try again. Failed to load LD Linux.c32.
Did I try this on my PC? On my laptop?
Huh?
Should I try this on my laptop?
I would not. Settings.
Why not?
Let's set the memory to 511. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, I'm going to give this thing a little bit more memory. I'm gonna give it a little more memory. And hope the thing works.
Chen, you're still a child. You should not be already putting your name on the internet.
I don't put my full name onto it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
can
you
go
put
way
mine.
past this into the later green zone.
Yeah, but you already put my full name into it, but you haven't put your own yet.
Because it says now failed to load ldlinux.c32. Well, I guess it was a good effort. I mean, I got XP to install on Ubuntu, which was installed on Windows 10, which unfortunately, I couldn't do Distro-Ception like I wanted to, but at least I got to do some OS-ception, and it had a Linux distro in it, so I'll just still call it Distro-Ception. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Check out Andrew's channel as well, Adrew Productions. I'm going to link it in the description. Thank you for watching, and yeah.